Now, next up, we have our and sign. So the and sign in Excel works kind of like a glue stick. So you may be familiar with using the and sign to stand for and, like A-N-D, inside of maybe if you're writing a sentence or a title. However, inside of an Excel function, so if you put it on, the other side of the equal sign, that and sign is working like a glue stick that will allow you to stick the contents of multiple cells together. So let's check this out here. Let's say we wanted to combine our cell up here in D7 accounting with our cell here in D11 department into one cell and have it say accounting department. What we can do is start off with our equal sign, and then we can click on the cell reference of the first cell that we want to combine. And now, think of it as like a glue stick. We can come in with that and sign and then click on the next cell reference that we want to combine. So it's gonna look like this. We got a cell reference, the and sign, and another cell reference. And when we click enter here, as you can see, it combined both of those together. And now if you're looking at this and you're like, Kat, what am I supposed to do with that? I need a space in between accounting and department. This just looks like one giant conglomerate word. We can add a space in here as well. So quick trick for this, I'm gonna back us out here, start us at the top. So first we come in and we do our first cell reference after the equal sign. And now remember, we need to come in with that and sign or the glue. And now before we stick it to that next cell reference for the word department, we're going to go ahead and put in a space. However, we need to make sure that this space is inside of quotation marks. As with any string of text inside of our function, we're going to want to put it in those quotation marks. So here I'm going to put a space inside of quotes, followed by another and sign, right? Because we need it to stick to that cell reference. So another and sign. And then we come in and click on our cell. So I know this might look a little wild, but if you take a look closely, it's really just the cell reference, the and sign, we got the glue, and then we have our space in quotes. We got another and sign for the glue, and then we have another cell reference at the end. And when we click enter, as you can see, it will combine those two together with a space in between. Some other alternatives to this, really user preference on it, is the concatenate function, and there's also the text join function too that allows you to easily add in that delimiter. So those are two other ones that I would recommend exploring if you're like, ooh, I like these types of functions. And now lastly here, we have the left, the right, and the mid functions. Now, these three functions are extraction functions, meaning they will extract, pull out, a portion of the contents of your cell, depending on the character count. So what I mean by character count is, let's take a look at this first cell here, data warehouse. The D in data would be character 1, the A would be character 2, the T is 3, the second A is 4, the space is 5, and so on. So any letter, number, a space, a symbol, all count towards your character count. So let's say we wanted to extract the first word here from the left in our cell data warehouse. So we want to pull just the word data out. What we can do is come into our cell, started with equal sign, and then come in with our left function. And now with the left function, there are two different arguments that we're working with now here. The first one is text. So similar to what we did before, this is where Excel is asking us, okay, can you select the text that you want to pull the data from? So in this case, I'm going to click on our cell here, D12. And now the second argument here is the number of characters. And now I did want to point out, you see how number of characters is inside of those brackets? That means that that argument is optional. So you technically don't need to put an argument here in order to make that function run. However, for our example, we do want to specify how many characters long we want to pull. So in this case with data warehouse, we got DATA, that is 4 characters. So I'm going to type the number 4, and now that will pull out those first 4. Great use case for this is, let's say you have a data set and maybe you want to pull, if you have phone numbers and you want to just pull the area codes, or some data set where there's a certain amount of characters every single time that you want to pull out, whether it's the first 4, the first 10 digits of something, maybe it's a region name and you want to pull all of those out. You can go in and leverage the left function and then just put the number of how many characters long you want to extract. Now, a little use case for this to keep in the back of your mind, you can also combine the left function with a find function, if you're familiar with the find function or the search function, in order to search for a particular character to tell Excel how many characters long to pull. So if you're ever playing around with those, it's a fun one to combine it with, the left function with the find or the search function. And now next up we have the right, which works super similarly to the left, except it starts from the right-hand side of your cell. So in this case, I'm going to type in equals right and click on our text here, authorization code. And now if we want to pull the word code from our cell, we can see here CODE, that is 4 characters long. So I'm gonna come in here with the number 4 and close our parentheses, and that will go ahead and extract the word code. And then lastly here, I wanted to show you the mid function. So the mid function will extract a word from the middle of your cell. So in this case, if we want to extract the word marketing from our cell digital marketing plan, we can leverage the mid function here. And now when we type in the mid function, as you can see, there are 3 different arguments this time. The first one is our text. So that's where we're just going in like we were before and clicking the cell we want to extract from. In this case, we're going to click on our digital marketing plan cell. And I do have this little note over here to the side, handed in a hint here, that marketing begins at the 9th character, and the word itself is also 9 characters long. So here for our mid function, we specify the start number, which will be the number 9, because that's the character count number that we want to start extracting from. And then we're also going to put a number 9 here for it to extract 9 characters long. And when we click on enter, it will extract that word marketing out of our cell.